For more videos like this, please subscribe.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Troy Starz from Troy Starz Trucking. It's been a while. It's been a while we haven't tuned in, you know what I mean? We haven't talked, you know what I mean? Reason, you know what I mean? You know, you say something, I say something. I mean, you leave a comment, I answer back, you know what I mean? I have a lot of things that I want to talk to you. Anyway, in this trip, it's going to be one of my, how can I say this? One of my starting, when I just start out, you know, or I normally vlog my journey and stuff like that. I'm going to go back to the old school, you know what I mean? I'm going to go back to some of the videos that most of the subscribers that I have now, that's what they subscribe to see, you know what I mean? Like what my journey is like, you know what I mean? And based on the views and the likes or the comments or whatnot, I will continue to do more videos like this. But in this video, we're going to talk about some of, I'm going to take you back from, you know, everything that I've missed out. You know what I mean? Because you guys haven't seen me for a while. I've been posting some videos, some little shorts videos and some videos that I had, that I've, you know, had edit and everything. I just, you know what, put them out because of what I'm going to say to you now. So I just put those videos out because they were there, and, you know, I didn't recently film them. I have them to edit, so I edit them and put them out, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? So that's for the locket. So to tell you why I was slacking on doing videos, YouTube actually demonetized my channel. What demonetize means, just in case you don't know, demonetize is when they no longer pay you anymore. It's like they stop all the revenue from coming in. Now, I don't live off my YouTube channel, but it is a form of motivation and encouragement to get paid to do videos. So you find the time to do it, you know what I mean? Like, you make time to make sure you put it, even though you have your fans and your people that wanted to see it. All of this take a lot of time and a lot of effort and equipment, and I'm gonna leave it at time. It takes a lot of time, and time is very precious. No, don't get me wrong, I will still do video if they're not paid. I will still do video, but not as much as, or not as determined or encouraging or whatever you want to say, you know. The difference with getting paid or doing it free, you know what I mean? I will just do once a month or whatever. If I'm not getting paid or whatnot, I'll just do some necessary videos and whatnot. Now, if I'm getting some compensation, anyway, you guys know what the word. Put it in the comments here. You guys have fun telling me what that word is. Compensation. Anyway, yeah, it would make more sense if you get some type of money for what you're doing, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is it. I lost my train of thoughts because I was trying to pronounce that word. Jesus. Anyway, continue. Get it. Okay, so this is it. When they announced that I was demonetized, I wanted to know why, and I keep asking questions. Why am I demonetized? You know, I know all my videos are clean. I haven't do anything out of the ordinary, and that's what they you know. So I said, you know what? YouTube is not my daily bread. This is not what I live from. So, you know, let me more focus on what I really need to get done. So that is my reason that's my reason that I wasn't putting out videos like that and be more, you know, on it and whatever. Recently, they remonetized my channel. I mean, I find something in the monetization place area on the YouTube platform in my thingy where I have to reapply or something like that. But I was out for like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. My channel was demonetized for, you know what I mean? And it wasn't encouraging, but I still put out videos. If you notice, I put out 1 and 2 video here and there you know, when I find the time to do it. And it's not like I'm trying to make time to do it, because I have other stuff to do. You know, you guys know already, I'm trying to run my own thing. I'm trying to do other stuff that I like, and you know, and so forth. I just want to give you guys some, keep you up, just let you know what was going on, so that you don't think I forgot you or whatever. But this is it. Now that they remonetize my channel, you know what I mean, now I'll be getting some type of compensation for what I'm doing, you know what I mean. And was this, what I've done was I continue to do my videos, relax. I didn't edit, but I just do the videos, because some of the stuff that I wanted to show is not like, some of them is repeatable, you know what I mean. So I want to get that moment so I can, you know, have content for you guys to like or watch, you know what I mean. And now that they remonetize my channel, give me more type of, put me back in that vibes now to do more videos. So this is my first up-to-date video after getting remonetized. Now let's retrack, let's go back for a minute to carry guys up to par, what I'm doing, where I'm at, everything. Okay, I'm back at Landstar, which I didn't leave, but I'm at Landstar now. This trip that I'm actually taking, I'm taking a trip from Nova Scotia to Miami. So this is gonna be a vlog type of trip, you know what I mean, including with information that I'm going to tell you guys, bring you guys back up to par, what I'm dealing with, where I'm at, and what to expect, you know what I mean. So sit around guys, relax, you know what I mean. This is something like that. What I'm trying to say to you is, I'm back at Landstar. I was off for 7 months. Parked Landstar trailer, parked my truck. I was in the Volvina, you know what I mean. I was doing using the Volvina, doing my thing over here in Canada. So I parked Landstar. I didn't take the insurance or anything off. I just park, you know what I mean. And I used my other truck, and I was running with the guys, and I was doing my thing here in Canada, you know what I mean. And I released a video at one point where I was talking about the IFTA, that I was having problem getting my IFTA to approve in Nova Scotia, you know what I mean. It was a long stretch of 10 months. How I get away from the scales and stuff, I was keep on using COVID as an excuse. COVID, the place is moving slow and we're not getting paperwork, and we used that COVID store for that COVID store really help, you know, it really helped. So I used it for a while, you know what I mean, and it helped me to get away from some scale tickets until I finally get my approved. So we, you know, up and running and everything. So we have a couple of contracts that we're doing, you know what I mean. Some are seasonal, which some is continuous, but based on the production, or based on the volume of the work, I had to just come off so that the other drivers can get more, so that they don't have to try to share the work in a sense, to make sure everyone get move, you know what I mean. So I come off and go back on Landstar and have the guys completed, you know, getting what they would feel comfortable making for the week or for the day, you know what I mean. So I come off myself and come over Landstar because I have options, right? So I have options, so I use them, right? Even though I got my thing going on, I have options, so I have no problem running at Landstar. I have no problem doing my thing, and you know what I mean. So it's a type of mixture thing. You know, people will say, then Troy, why would you have your own business and still running for Landstar? Why you don't put all in your business and do your thing? That's exactly what I'm doing. But you have to be smart on what you're doing, you know what I mean? You can't just get up and be like, you know what, because I'm doing my thing, I'm just gonna drop everything over that side and go. I'm still learning. By the end of the day, I'm still learning. Even though on the outside it may look like, yes, Troy, you're doing good, Troy, which I'm proud to say I am, right? But I still do not know everything, right? Because now I'm here doing my own thing and hands-on with everything, and see what's going on, and see the bills, and see how much you have to pay for insurance, additional trucks, additional drivers, fuel, like if the fuel taxes and repairs, and well, you know, we already have some ideas about the repair, but now you're talking about paying drivers on time, having to make sure the POD is so much to do, you know what I mean? And when you're doing it yourself, because remember, like I said, I'm a small company, right? Small. I'm doing most of the stuff myself now until I grow more that I can, because see, the thing is, you can't hire people and can't pay them. When you hire someone, you have to make sure that you can pay that person for their hours and time, and make sure you have money to pay the driver, make sure you have money to pay the fuel, especially if you're running like a fuel card, you know what I mean, where the bill is coming like 15, well, for me it's like a small money, but it's like 15,000 per week, 8,000, 9,000 every week, because I'm not like the big companies that get 30 days to pay our fuel bill. I have to pay it every single week, and if you miss a week, you get a fine based on the fine is a percentage based on what you should have paid, and if you miss that payment, you're gonna get a fine for that 1 week. So you have to make sure you're on top of everything. So money is just flying out there and there, so you have to be prepared and ready to start up something like this, especially if you're doing this without a loan. You're doing this based out on the revenue that you make, because since I'm doing this, guys, I haven't paid myself, you know what I mean? I just pay my bills and stuff like that and live, right? Because I have to make sure I have to flip my own money back over and over and over so that I can get things running. See, it get even more challenging when you start doing loads for some customers that does pay in 30 days and 45 days and 60 days and stuff like that. When you start doing those type of loads, and those loads are coming constantly, that's where most of the issue with the money management come in. Because when you're doing those loads, especially if you're doing those loads every day, your drivers want pay every week, well, based on how they start, right? And you doing the load, you have to pay the driver for doing the load when the week come. You have to pay for the fuel that the trucks are running, right? Even if you're gonna take the fuel back from the driver, if it's an owner operator, remember, even though you're taking it back, it's not like the owner operator, you're gonna take money from his pocket to give you. You still have to find that money to pay for the fuel, even though you deduct it from his payments. You still have to pay it. So if you're doing work to get, you have to collect in such and such, and you have like let's put it at 5 customers you're doing work for, and they're giving you a good sum of work. When it's your truck is okay, but when you have owner operators and you're paying them by percentage or paying them by what the load rate is or whatnot, you know what I mean, you have to make sure you can cover everything around that and wait on that money. Now, a lot of people will say, you can use, the name is just right here, but whatever. What I want to try to remember is factoring company. And what factoring company is the company that basically take a percentage from, based on you waiting on the 30 days, you can give them the invoice, the POD, that is proof of delivery. They will pay you based on how much the load is cost, and they will wait on the money, but they will take a percentage out, you know what I mean? Sometimes that really do work, and based on the volume or based on the amount, here comes the percentage out, you know what I mean? Doing that is a form of cash flow, you know what I mean? When you do that, it's a form of cash flow. You have a cash flow going on, so you can get money right away to continue to do what you're doing. If you're like I said, starting from the ground, coming up, and you don't even want to lose that 3% or whatnot, or that 4% or whatever they charge, plus the holdback fee and all that, you want to do some of those yourself so that you can minimize the amount of spending. You already have a lot of spending going on, you know what I mean? So it's a like I said, it's a learning process still. So this brings me back to when I hear other guys talking about Landstar taking out 35% or Landstar taking that percent, or the company that they're working for taking such percent from what they're doing, but they totally forgot the work that is doing, or the work that is done behind the scene, right? Behind the scene, like the accountant that is doing the whatever, the person that is making up the bill payments, the same person that is going through the PODs to make sure the driver is sending the correct PODs, that is signed and everything before they actually get paid. They follow up back and forth with most of the drivers if they're not doing it right. The logbook you have to pay attention to. They make sure your everything, the truck is up to date, that is on the road. Make sure you're carrying the right weight. It's a lot, whole lot. It doesn't happen overnight, and you're not gonna just jump in right away and know everything on the get-go. You learn along the way, but you don't want to do an expensive learn, because it can become expensive if you don't know what you're doing. I don't want to bore you guys with what's going on, but I'm just want to give you an update of what is happening at the moment, where I'm at, what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna give you more on this because, like I said, it's a vlog journey, right? I'm gonna go outside the truck now. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm picking up. And yeah, like I said, I'm back with Landstar. So I'm taking Christmas tree. So, you know, it's Christmas season is here. And if you guys can look, you see there's a lot of Christmas tree in a place called New Ross, Nova Scotia. And I'm picking up these Christmas tree to take back to Miami, Florida. And, you know, I mean, Christmas tree have this nice pine smell. It smells so nice here right now. It's you can smell that give you the Christmas vibes. I just want to hear the Jingle Bell song. So let me go around the back and
Christmas, a time for miracles, wishing to find a remedy, hoping for better days to come. Memories of flickering shadows, cold nights, hearing the wind blows the snowflakes, reminds me of something gone. Send me lights and angels, help me through.
Okay guys, so that's it for outside, you know what I mean? Went out there just to show you guys the Christmas trees and stuff. So we're gonna continue, like after finish picking up, show you guys a little small clippings of maybe some of the journey or some of the you know, the driving, you know, because I have a lot to say to you guys, so I don't want this video to be stretched out with roads only. So we have a lot to talk about, so stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, if you're enjoying this video at the end of it or now, you can leave me a like, you know what I mean, and then you leave a comment. Tell me your opinion on what's going on. Give me some feedback and tell me what you want, what type of video you want to see and whatnot. Starz is back, you know what I mean? And I told you the reason why I was off and all the complaints and everything. No more complaints. It's time to get down to business and finish up. Anyway guys, thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Starz Trucking. And yeah, that's it. That's about it. So as soon as they finish loading, they're loading the truck now. As soon as they finish loading, I'll get back to you. Thanks for tuning in. Starz. Yes, YouTube. So I finished loading, right? Sorry I couldn't get to show you guys in the back of the truck, you know what I mean, when it's finished loaded, what it looked like, because I had to go take some, I had to go sleep. I had to sleep because, you know, loading these Christmas trees is not like it's on skids or pallets, right? It is single by hand. So there's a lot of guys pulling the Christmas tree in, and they have to turn it. When they put it in there, they have to turn it around like the top part, the painted part, the end part, pointed to the truck. So when they take it up by the stem or by the roots, they flip it over so that when it's coming out, the person can just pull it and it just come out. Yeah. So they load it by hand, right? Normally these Christmas trees, because this is not the first time I'm taking Christmas trees. Before the COVID and all that, you'd usually be driver assist, not for loading but for offloading, right? But because of COVID, you don't need to touch the loads or go around with the, you just go park and they have to do everything by themselves, which is good. This is a one pick, one drop, meaning one pickup, one drop, right? Normally it would be multiple drops and it would be like maybe $100 per drop or something like that normally. So normally Christmas tree is like a good load, normally, because you can even if you go out there and work, like go out there and unbomb, like help to take Christmas trees off and count off along with the guys and packed it up, is $100 just to make that delivery. So for me, I have no problem doing it, to be honest, because sometimes I really need that workout. And when if you have 4 drops and you think about it, $400, you can always refuse it and be like, no, I don't want to do it, but I mean, why not? You know what I mean? And yeah, so, and then in the back is gonna have that fresh pine smell, natural pine fragrance that is gonna be around it. It's just a different thing, right? But yeah, sorry guys, I didn't get to show you guys what it looked like when it's already loaded. But when I reach to my delivery, I'm gonna when I open the back, then I will show you guys what's going on, how it looked like, whatnot. But anyway guys, thanks for tuning in as the word choice starts trucking. I'm gonna take on a journey, and like I said, no, I may show footage, may not, but let's see how it goes. So what I didn't mention, normally when you finish loading or picking up loading, yeah, right, normally, because I'm going across the border, I'm leaving from Canada going into the US, I have to make sure I send all the PODs, which would be the paperwork, off to the broker, that will be the person that gave you the load, or dispatch if you're a company driver or whatnot, you know what I mean? You send those paperwork off to them, and you make sure you do it before you leave, and call and ask if they receive the paperwork, just in case of a paperwork may missing or something, because you don't want to leave and then stuck at the border. So sometimes, or you can ask for the necessary paperwork that is crucial to everything here, and that one is the commercial invoice. You have to ask the customer coming into Canada or going back out. Once you're going across with a load, you have to, is a must, to have your commercial invoice. Ask for it and write it down. Commercial invoice. That invoice basically states where the load is going, where it's picking up from, and the value of the load, how much the load costs and everything, in Canadian or in US, one of both, right? That will be on the commercial invoice. So when you have that, and along with the PODs, you're good. You should be good, but the safer way to do it is taking the pictures. Like I always tell the guys, I use an app called Scanner, Tiny Scanner. That's what I use to take the pictures. And when I finish taking the pictures, I send it back to the exact email that I correspond with the broker through. And then I will tell them, which border I'm crossing, and that is the time when you put it in your GPS and map your route out. But you can do it once they're loading. You can map your route out to see what border you want to cross at, and so forth and so forth. So all of that would be like you preparing yourself and getting everything ready and send off. That's the proper way and the best way to do it, so you have no hiccups along the journey. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's what I want to share with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Starz Trucking. I'm going to look at a truck that I'm interested in. Doing a couple repairs and stuff, and I'm just going to take a peek at the truck and I don't even want to give you guys the information too soon, but because I'm here and I'm looking at the truck now, we're just gonna I'll give you guys more updates on what's going on and why I'm, you know, interested in what I just showed you guys. So nevertheless, Troy Starz Trucking, I'm just gonna talk to the mechanic or the bodywork guy or something like that and give you guys a further more update, but not in this video, but that's just a sneak peek. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Troy Starz. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Now, last night, okay, well, you know what, I'm at the truck stop. Let me show you guys. I'm at a truck stop here in Woodstock. I'm at a truck stop here in Woodstock, New Brunswick, getting ready to go across the border into Maine. I'm crossing at Woodstock, Maine, or I should say Woodstock, Houston, Maine. I'm going into the US to start my journey, right? So I actually run out of hours driving time for US, and I'm like 20 something minutes away from the border, right? But what happened was, because of I drove to the pickup, and you know, they're loading the Christmas tree, took me like 5 hours, and it was like 5-6 hours to get to Woodstock from where I made the pickup, right? So my time actually ran out. Well, my US driving time ran out. I had like 1.5 hour leave to drive in Canada when I get to this truck stop. So I had to stay here, do my 10 hours. Well, actually I do 11. I don't know what I was doing, but I do 11 hours. So I'm gonna get up now and I'm gonna go, right? Try to see how far I can push it. I want to do the complete 11 hours because I want to cut this down in 3 days, hopefully, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best. But that's it. That's an update, you know what I mean? I didn't want to get stuck in Miami, but if that's the case, I mean, maybe I just go for I don't know what I'm going to do, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Just an update of what's going on, and like I said, when I stop again, we're gonna reason, because you know I have to do half an hour. I have to pull off for half an hour to get a reset back to drive in the US to know how they do it, right? So we'll talk again there. And like I said, guys, thanks for tuning in. There's the boy Troy Starz Trucking. YouTube, Troy Starz Trucking. Now I have to make this video. And if you notice, I'm in my truck, and my truck is fully dark. When I said dark, I mean like all my lights is out. So what happened is I'm on my way with a load going to Miami, and I just came across a bridge, and it's not even like a pothole or a bad road or anything, but the bridge, you know that lump thing that you go over when you're normally going over a bridge, you know? I don't know, but all the lights went from my truck. The current, like no lights, the engine switch off, the dashboard light, trailer light, park light, everything. The truck can't start, nothing, everything gone. My old truck is in darkness. Now I'm on the side of the road, right? Vehicle, if I can show you guys around, you will see that it's pure darkness, so I'm not even gonna do it, you know, but I can remove this light and you can see that in the truck is extremely dark, right? Now I go for my tester. So what I did, I stopped on the side of the road, right, and I put my triangles out, you know, my 3 triangles, 150 meters, you know, and I put all 3 of them, come all the way to my back tire there, and I have a flashing light on the outside, right? That's for safety. Then I go for my tester, and I started to test everything. But I don't have a brake, like a breaker switch on the truck to turn the battery switch off. I don't have one of those. So when I remove the battery panel, like because I have a battery cover on there, so when I remove it, I look on all the terminals, because I was saying, you know, like maybe a terminal jump off or something, but it wasn't that. But I then start pulling down the fuse box inside the truck to check to see if any one of those fuse gone or blow, you know what I mean? But there was no current coming inside the truck either, so it was definitely on the battery. So I went back and I looked. Now what I found was, let me show you guys. This, if you can see it properly, this is a fuse. I don't know if you can read it properly, but it's a AMG. It said bus AMG 150A, and it said 32V, right? So that is what it said, AMG bus 32V. Let me show you guys a better view, and if you can see it, right? But it's a AMG 150V, or 150V? Hold on. Oh no, 150A 32V, right? So this, if you guys can hear, and if you can hear, but when I use the tester and I test one end on this thing, current is in it, but the other end is out. So this thing blow, right? Now I'm gonna bridge it. I'm gonna bridge this just to move, because like I said, I'm on the side of the road, and I don't want to make a call for, you know, a roadside assistant for $250 whatnot, because I'm in the US, for them to take something like this come to me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bridge this with a paper clip. I'm gonna use a paper clip to bridge this thing here, and on my way, right? So I'm gonna bridge it with a paper clip, and then go off and buy a new one and put the new one back on there, but just to get started or whatnot. So I'm gonna show you guys what's up. I'm gonna go outside also. I'm gonna show you on top of the battery where this located, right? And also this is the socket, the case that it comes in. So with this, there's 2 live wires that comes from the battery that go onto this. So one end here and one end here, and it's a 13 socket that remove these, that pull this 13 socket, and then this will be in the middle, because I don't have anyone to hold this light. Hold on, because I have to use a light at this point. Hold on. All right, hopefully you guys can see. So this is it, and this thing go on the inside. So we go from here to here, and it bolt down with the 2 ends, one live here and one live here, and this is where, so whenever you move this, the light will come back in the truck. This sit on top of the battery, right, with 2 red live current go to this, and those 2 current control the whole entire truck. So one hand go right here and one go to the next here, and it screw down with a 13 socket, right, on both ends. So that's what happened, and this is the issue why my truck is now in full darkness and can't move. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna put a paper clip I'm gonna bridge it. So I'm gonna have the current running from here to here, which I can also put like a socket, a bolt. I don't have to use a paper clip. I can use like a bolt to push through the 2 end on the other, and the one that is there to. So if I put a screw in, like a 10 bolt or something, nuts and bolt, and I put with the socket, and I put it between the one that is out there and put it together, I'm good to go. But I'm gonna use this for now because I don't have a socket. I don't have a nut and bolt, I should say, nut and bolt to complete that task. So this is the mission. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, it's a word try Starz trucking, and I'm gonna go on the outside and show you guys how I'm gonna cover this. But before, I would need to find myself a paper clip. So thank you guys. So yes guys, I found a paper clip. So I'm gonna use a paper clip to bridge this fuse, right? What's going on here? So I'm gonna use this paper clip to bridge the fuse, right? Breaker is a breaker fuse or something like that, right? So this is it, and I have no light inside the truck, so I have to, at this point I have to compromise. There's no light, so this is a paper clip. I already opened it out, right? So I'm gonna wrap this around, something like that, wrap it around this bolt here, and then put this back on there. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do, just to, yeah, so thanks. Okay, so I finish setting up the paper clip, right? So if you guys look, you can see where the paper clip, I put, like, what I did, I just set up 2 hooks at the end, right? If you can see what I did, I set up 2 hooks on the end. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bolt down the fuse or the breaker on this, right, so it can stay connected, and then I'm gonna connect the 2 live to it, and then start up and then go. So hopefully it work. Okay guys, so I'm on the, I'm in Massachusetts at the moment, at the current moment. So this is what I mean. If you can see, that's it, the 2 main wire right there, right? Yes peeps, so the paper clip did work, you know what I mean? So light is back on my truck now. As you can see, the 4-way flasher is on, you know what I mean? The side lights on, you know what I mean? So the lights are now working back on my truck. So I need to find myself a dealer or where I can get these parts to buy. So that's what I'm gonna do. But you know what, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna clean up, put the battery panel back on. I'm gonna explain more to you guys, you know what I mean, in the morning, because it's night now. So in the ending of this video, I should finalize and tell you what is happening. Out here is pretty cold, so I'm gonna show you all my safety measures that I took or I take to do this on the side of the road. So like I said, I have my triangles out, right, and I have two flashlights. I have a flashlight that flash like continuously, like a flashing blinky flashlight thingy. So I put one behind me and one at my truck tire, so the vehicles coming can see. So let me walk around the back. Good morning, everyone, and today is Thanksgiving Day in the US. Thank you guys for still being here, you know what I mean? So let me talk about what happened and give you guys like a recap, you know what I mean, just in case I didn't clear myself earlier, and what happened now and what I'm gonna do, and the disclaimer that I want to put out there just in case some of you guys that know about electrical stuff is gonna be like, you're gonna burn the truck down, you know. But this is it. Last night, I'm not far away from the area because I'm still on the side of the street. I didn't actually move. I was planning on going, but something happened, so I have to talk about it. So this is it. Last night when I was on my way, because I'm going to Miami, so on my way coming down on the Massachusetts road here, right, on the 495, I went over a bridge. When I say went over a bridge, you know, like start the bridge and what finish the bridge, you know, sometimes you have a little lump or like a bump right there going over, like, you know, as soon as you're gonna go on a bridge, you feel that little, you know. So anyway, I go over the bridge and my truck jerk up, right, and all the lights went. The truck was in complete darkness, no indicator, no dashboard light, no trailer light, no headlamp, all the light completely out, and I was going like 105, something like that, you know what I mean? No, and it was a lot of vehicles, right? I know there's not brake light, no brake light showing around there or anything. I tell you, I was actually nervous when it happened because I was praying that no one ran into me, like no one, you know, because then I would be in the wrong, right? So I got a chance to pull over and stop, you know what I mean? And when I stopped, I was I look at the first place I went was to look at the batteries to see if a terminal may jump. I don't know, but I was just looking to see, you know, if a terminal come up because all the power is out the truck. I don't know where to start looking. But anyway, I look at the battery first. I removed the battery panel and I looked down there and I was looking around, not seeing anything. So I started to get my tester, right? Just so that I could find out where off current and where do not, you know what I mean? So I could know where to start. So I pulled the fuse box at the top of the truck inside the cab, right? And when I pull that box, there is and I connect my tester, there is nothing in there I'm getting power from. I removed the one from under the steering, nothing getting power from, so I have to go back to the batteries. So what happened was, on top of the battery there is a black box there with a fuse inside there that connect the live to the two ends. Right there is where the current leave from the batteries to run the battery to go in the cab, right? So that is that's a main source to power the cab, or to light the cab, and you know, the light have to be in the cab before the engine can start. So that thing shut down everything. Now the fuse on that, the amps on that fuse is 150A with a 32V, right? So I don't know if it wasn't like secure properly or not, I jerk, or there is actually a main wire that is rubbing or is shorting out, like rubbing maybe to the chassis, and then it burned this fuse. I don't know if that's the case, right? So that's what I have to look into, right? So that being said, I decided to use a paper clip because I'm saying, okay, a paper clip could bridge that fuse so I could get myself off the side of the street and get to maybe, you know, a mechanic or whatnot, because I was trying to call roadside or mobile assistant, whatnot. Everyone wasn't working, and now I realize why, because it's actually Thanksgiving day, the next day, which is today, and last night was in the about it was about 8 o'clock going to 9. You know, maybe no one wanted to work, right? The paper clip on the bridge the fuse, right? The light came on, four-way flasher, light came on back in the cab, everything was okay. It was right. I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. So I get in the truck and I start. So when I start the truck chuckled for 2 minutes out again. So I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? The paper clip wasn't strong enough to push that type of current, or that power source was 150 amp, you know what I mean? 150 amp running through that main fuse there, right? With the two end, one that I show you guys. Main fuse is 150 going through there. The paper clip cannot push 150 amps, right? Because it's weak, it's light, so it burn out. I did buy a inverter some time ago, a small inverter. In the inverter package, you guys may know this type of thing. Two of them coming, a red one and this one, and a black one, just in case you guys want to connect the inverter directly to the batteries. This thing would do the trick, and then the inverter will be running. So I found these wires. So this is the wire that I use to bridge. Remove the battery panel. I'm going to show you guys what I did, right? Now, I did that, but I didn't move the truck. I did it, I get the light back in the cab and everything, so I turned the bunk heater on because it was extremely cold. So I decided I'm not going to run the truck because, to be honest, in the back of my mind, I'm not sure if there is actually any wire grounds in onto the body of the truck or anything. So I'm going to go back there, I'm going to check the wire. Like now is in the morning, so I'm going to check the wire carefully to see if there is any, you know, cut off wire, chip wire, anything like that rubbing towards the cab or anything, you know what I mean, to short out that fuse or to have that fuse blow or anything, you know what I mean. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, right? So I just do the disclaimer because this is very, very, very serious. Like you can actually burn your truck down if you don't know what you're doing, right? Like myself, right? But is another thing to understand what happened, so you know what to do if this actually happened to you. So what I would suggest is for you to check the fuse in that black box. Is over on top of every battery, right? In the battery pan there, or it's both on somewhere to the side, so you can check to see that amps, wattage, what it is, and get yourself one, you know, like buy it as a spare, because I have a lot of spare fuse, but I didn't have one of these. I never know that the truck used one of these type of, this is the first time actually seeing one, to be honest. So now when I do actually buy, I'm gonna buy 2 of them or 3, you know what I mean, and keep it as spare in the truck. So this is just an heads up. So yeah, outside the truck now, I'm just gonna show you guys that on the side of the road, I'm gonna show you what I did to the battery, you know what I mean, and you know, we're gonna pull through this until tomorrow, because you know I want to get moving. So I'm gonna go to a truck stop, or I'm gonna go to the truck stop and check it again to see if there is if it's extra hot or heat, whatnot, just to have an idea, or go to a truck stop to see if I can get the fuse there, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna hurry up and get off and take up the triangles and everything. So I just check the batteries just to see, just to make sure that there's nothing groundsing out on the body of the chassis or anything, you know what I mean? So what could cause it to burn out or anything like that, you know what I mean? So I'm just looking, make sure everything is okay, you know what I mean? This grounds is right here. So I have to make sure they're not grounding out each other or anything like that, you know what I mean? And yeah, and that's it. So I'm not seeing anything grounding as where this is concerned. So the only thing, maybe the fuse just go or whatnot. So so that's it. We're just gonna that's it. I'm gonna take the cones up and start the journey. So I will tell you guys the outcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Starz Trucking.
For more videos like this, please subscribe.